My name is Sarah, and at 31 years old, I am watching my ex-boyfriend, Brandon, 33, have a complete meltdown in real time on Instagram while the IRS dismantles his entire lifestyle, all because he wanted to publicly humiliate me for having boundaries. We dated for 2 years. Brandon's a makeup artist, or that's what he tells people. He does makeup. Yeah, but he also runs a whole cash business he thinks nobody knows about. More on that later. The relationship started normal enough. We took turns paying for dates, split groceries, typical couple stuff, but about 6 months in, things shifted. Suddenly, I was always paying, not just for us, for his entire friend group. Babe, you make good money, he'd say. I'm a tax preparer at a mid-sized firm, make about $67,000. Decent, not rich, I'd reply. It's what women do. They provide. Fine, whatever. I could handle our dates. But then it became group dinners, where his 4 best friends would order top-shelf everything. Desserts, multiple appetizers, knowing I'd get the check. These bills were hitting $300 to $400 easy. Last Saturday was the breaking point. We're at dinner. His friends invited themselves again, and they're ordering $18 cocktails like water. The one friend, Derek, actually says to the server, "Keep them coming." He's got it, pointing at me. I pulled Brandon aside. "I'm not paying for your friends tonight." "Are you serious right now?" "Dead serious. I'll pay for us. They're adults with jobs. This is embarrassing." "You always do this." "Do what? Have boundaries?" He returned to the table, whispered something to his friends. They all looked at me like I'd kicked a puppy. When the check came, I calculated what Brandon and I owed, put down cash for that plus tip, and stood up. "Where are you going?" Derek asked. "Oh, you'll have a good night." The table went silent. Brandon's face turned red. I left. 20 minutes later, he posts on Instagram. "Some girls never become women. Real women don't nickel and dime. They provide. They protect. They don't embarrass their man over money. If you can't afford to date me in my circle, you can't afford me. Period." #girlboss. #level up. #real women. To step up. I commented, "True, that was it. Just true." He called immediately. "What's that supposed to mean?" "Nothing. You're right. Some girls never become women. Anyway, we're done." "What?" "Over dinner. Over you disrespecting me publicly. Pack your stuff." See, we live together, but my name's on the lease. He moved in 8 months ago. Pays no rent. Saving for his business. No utilities. Nothing. But here's what Brandon doesn't know. I know his makeup artist business. That's maybe 20% of his income. The rest comes from his actual business. He does eyebrow microblading and lip fillers in our friend department. Completely unlicensed, completely unreported. Cash only, $300 for brows, $400 for lips. Does maybe 15 to 20 clients a month. I know this because I'm a tax preparer. I literally prepare taxes. And he was dumb enough to keep his client notebook in our apartment, use my printer for consent forms, and talk prices on speakerphone. For the past year, I've been quietly documenting everything. Photos of his client notebook showing dates, services, prices, copies of consent forms with client names, screenshots of his Venmo, where clients pay for dinner or birthday gifts, but it's really for cosmetic procedures. Videos of him actually doing procedures he posted on his private Instagram. He's made probably $70,000 this year. Reported 0. And now he wants to play games on social media. Time to introduce him to my friend, Form 3949A. Brandon moved out 3 days after the restaurant incident, but not quietly. He made it a whole production. Posted stories of him packing, crying, saying things like, "starting fresh after trauma," and, "when she shows you who she is, believe her." His friends helped him move, and they were loud about it. Derek actually said to me, "You'll regret losing him. He was the best thing that ever happened to you." "Cool story," I replied, continuing to drink my coffee. Brandon took everything he bought fair, but also tried to take stuff that was mine, claiming he deserved it for emotional damages. I had to stand there with receipts showing I bought the coffee maker, the air fryer, even the bathroom rug he tried to claim. The petty peaked when he grabbed the succulent I've been growing for 3 years. "That's mine," I said. "You gave it to me." I literally have photos of it from before we met. He threw it at the wall. Pot shattered, plant destroyed. Now nobody has it. His friend Tobias laughed. Period. That's what he gets. I just swept it up while they watched. Didn't react, which pissed him off more. After he left, the subliminal posts started. When a woman can't provide, she'll gaslight you into thinking you're asking too much. I'm a prize, not a bill splitter. Funny how they want a husband but offer roommate energy. Each post got dozens of comments from his echo chamber about how he deserved better, how I was trash, how real women don't exist anymore. Then he made the mistake that sealed his fate. He posted a video in his friend's apartment doing microlading on a client. Full face visible, tools visible, everything. Caption: Building my empire while my ex stays basic. $5,000 this week alone. Some of us are providers, some are just takers. Nail polish, $5,000 in a week. On video, public Instagram. I screenshotted everything. Then I went to work. Literally sat down at my desk at the tax firm and prepared the most detailed Form 3949, an information referral for tax fraud the IRS has ever seen. 3 pages of documented dates and income. Screenshots of social media posts bragging about cash income. Photos of his client notebook with amounts and dates. Venmo transactions with suspicious labels. The video of him admitting to $5,000 weekly income. Evidence. He's performing medical procedures without a license. Estimated unreported income for 2023, $72,000. Estimated tax owed, $11,800 plus penalties. I also included a bonus. He'd been collecting unemployment for 3 months during COVID while working this whole time. Fraud on fraud. Submitted online. Got a confirmation number. Then I did something maybe petty, but definitely satisfying. I also reported him to the state board for unlicensed medical procedures and to his landlord's property management company for running a business out of a residential apartment. The first domino fell yesterday. Brandon's friend Derek posted a panic story. If you've had cosmetic services done at address, delete all texts and records now. This is not a drill. Too late, bro. Here's what happened. According to my buddy, who works in the same building as their apartment complex, the state health department showed up with a cease and desist order. Someone, me, had reported unlicensed medical procedures being performed in a residential unit. They found Brandon mid-procedure with a client. He tried to play it off as just practicing on a friend, but the client, scared of getting in trouble, immediately said he'd paid $400 for the service. They shut him down on the spot, confiscated his equipment as evidence. The client got a refund demand right there. But that was just the appetizer. Property management was notified. Running a business, especially medical procedures, violates the lease. Brandon's friend got a 30-day eviction notice. Brandon posted a crying video. Someone is trying to destroy me, calling the feds on a small black businessman trying to make it. This is what happens when you leave toxic women. They can't stand to see you win. The comments were mixed this time. Some supported him, but others were like, wait, you doing medical procedures without a license? Then came the IRS letter. Not to him, to me. See, we lived together. They wanted to verify he lived at my address during the time period in question. Standard procedure. I confirmed yes, he lived here. No, we weren't married. No, I had no involvement in his business. They thanked me for the detailed referral. Brandon must have gotten his letter the same day because his Instagram went nuclear. My ex called the IRS on me. This woman is evil, pure evil, over dinner money. She destroyed my life. I'm facing $20,000 in penalties because this woman couldn't pay for a meal. I didn't respond, but I did notice something funny. All his posts about $5,000 weeks and building his empire were deleted. His whole Instagram went private. Too late, though. Screenshots are forever. His friends started attacking me in DMs. Derek, you're a snake. Brandon loved you. Tobias, this is financial abuse. Or threatening lawyers. Even his mom messaged, how could you do this to him? He's going to lose everything. I responded to his mom only. He did this to himself. Tax evasion is a crime. Brandon's empire has completely crumbled. The IRS hit him with $18,000 in unpaid taxes, $7,000 in penalties, $3,000 in interest. Total $28,000 owed. But wait, there's more. The state unemployment office wants their money back. $8,400 he collected while working. plus penalties. The medical board fined him $5,000 for unlicensed practice. He's also banned from applying for any cosmetic license for 5 years. He had to sell his car, his precious BMW that he leased but couldn't afford anymore. Posted about it like he was losing a child. They're taking everything from me. No, Brandon, the government is collecting what you stole from them. His friends abandoned him one by one. Derek posted, "Can't be around all this negative energy." Tobias just disappeared from social media entirely. The friend whose apartment he used is currently suing Brandon for the eviction and damages to the apartment from the chemical spills. But here's the most satisfying part. Last week, he posted a job application on his story, Starbucks. The caption, "Humbled but not broken. Building back better." Someone commented, "What happened to being a provider? What happened to real men not work for others?" He deleted the comment, but not before his ex-friend screenshotted and reposted it with crying, laughing emojis. Yesterday, he sent me one last text. "I hope you're happy. You destroyed my life over your ego. I was building something, and you tore it down because you couldn't handle being asked to be a woman. I'm working at Starbucks now." Starbucks? Making lattes for people I used to do procedures on. This is your fault? I replied, "No, it's the IRS's fault. I just gave them your address. P.S. Make sure you report those tips." He blocked me. His Instagram bio now says, "Rebuilding, refocusing, rising." His posts are all motivational quotes about surviving narcissistic abuse and when God removes toxic people. But my favorite part, last week I was at a coffee shop, not Starbucks, and overheard 2 women talking. Did you see what happened to that makeup guy, Brandon? Girl, yes. He was all over Instagram talking about women ain't. Then turns out he wasn't paying taxes and doing illegal procedures the way he used to brag about his money, right? Talking some girls never become women while committing tax fraud. They laughed. I smiled in my correctly priced, self-purchased coffee. Some girls never become women. True. Some people never learn consequences until the IRS teaches them. As for me, I'm dating someone new. He insists on paying for every other date, has a real job with actual W-2s, doesn't think providing means emptying my wallet for his whole friend group. And the succulent Brandon smashed? I propagated a piece that survived. It's growing beautifully in my kitchen window. Guess you could say we're both starting over, but only one of us owes the government $36,400. Oh, and for anyone wondering, IRS whistleblower awards are 15 to 30% of what they collect. If they get the full amount from Brandon, I'm looking at about $5,400. Guess I can afford those group dinners now.